How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Get Jiggly. Today we are getting it played with a little bit of Ashes Ascendancy. So of course, big shout out to Steve from Co-op Guild. He went ahead and had a pre-production copy that they sent out to some of the reviewers before the final production copies got sent out. So he sent it my way. I figured I'd be a game I might be interested in to check out and play. So I'm going to get it played for you guys and we'll see what I think and see whether or not I want to go down the $500 rabbit hole to go all in. Probably not. Probably just, if I like it enough, I might pick up the red rising, the red rain packs, right? Because those are the solo mode bosses, and I think you can get a couple more of the Phoenixborns in those, but I don't think they have dice. So yeah, although there's an app for the dice, but then you don't get to roll the dice. Yeah. About that. Either way, this is my first time playthrough, so of course, as usual, there may be rules mistakes, so let me know down in the comments. That way I can get better at playing this next time I play, because there are two Phoenixborns in this box, and I can always play the second one. Unfortunately, it's the same Dragonborn, although I guess, again, if I get a red rising, that's another game. Then, of course, I could use that against that to kind of see how the new goes against the old. Either way, let me go ahead and flip over the camera. Give a brief rundown because other people have done playthroughs and how to plays and all that, and they probably have more experience because they probably played Ashes a lot longer than I have, which I've never played, so they've definitely played a lot longer than I have. All right, with all that diatribe and rambling out of the way, so we are set up for a single player game. This can be played co-op as well as a two-player game. I don't think you can play 3 or 4. I know you can play like the PvP at 4, although I've heard that's not recommended. What we have is a Dragonborn. The Dragonborn is on the solo side, which is 30 hit points. They have a behavior card. This is going to define how they act on their turn. They are going to act by activating certain things, and then if there are unrevealed aspects or basically their battlefield cards, we'll flip that over and then do whatever the dice tells us to do, or roll the dice and then do what the dice tells us to do. The next thing is their their spell. So for example, this very last one says reveal, well, not that one, the crown. Activate the spell. So basically this spell is going to progress each round, so it makes it more difficult. So we're on a spell of 1. It does go up to spell of 3. And then that, of course, is the most difficult. You can increase the difficulty. Right now she has a threat of 4, which is why we have 4 cards out here. But you can increase her threat level to add more cards to the battlefield, making it more difficult. My character starts with 15 hit points, so half of what she has. My battlefield, I can have up to 7 cards. My spell board, I can have up to 3 cards. And what that is certain cards are considered battlefield cards, which of course would be your allies and your attackers. And then certain cards are spell cards, which you can activate from your spell board and cast. As we do certain things, we are going to exhaust. They're going to exhaust. We're going to take damage. They're going to take damage. So it is one of those games where both sides take damage when attacks occur. And then the main core of how the game works, or how you have resources, are dice. So you're going to roll the dice. You're going to then use the dice to basically play the cards or activate the abilities. My character has a dice power as well. So what that allows you to do is place a die on a character and you'll get some kind of effect. In my case, after a card I control with a die is dealt any damage, you exhaust the die to prevent the damage. So basically it acts as a shield, and a card cannot have more than one die. So you can only have one shield. That's my special ability. The dice go from basic, basically your weakest level, which is this triangle. Then your medium level is the moon, and then your best level is, of course, the owl. Your odds, of course, are, well, less with the owl than they are with the basic dice. That's basically it. We just take turns until neither one of us can do anything. Once we both pass, then we go on to the next round, which is then we do the round change effects. And then there is some additional things that the dragon will do on the round change. So I'll probably have to go through that to remember how to do it, right? Probably the first time. So, all right, I guess first thing we need to do is prepare. So in the prepare phase, I'm going to roll my dice. The Dragonborn, of course, does not roll their dice. That's not a very bad roll, because that is almost all mediums. So I only have 2 low-level dice. I have a whole bunch of medium-level dice. And I have 2 owls. 2 owls. All right. The game does also have deck building, so you could mix and match different decks and get different dice. They do have their print and play, so technically you can go get somebody else's deck and then have that printed off and then buy the equivalent dice that you need specifically for that. That's also an option. All right, so first thing I need to do, I guess I need to get things into play. So I can take one main action, which is play a card with a main action paying its cost. And I can take one side action, which again is if something has, for example, here Whirlwind is a side action, so I can play that to get that into play. Your summon books are main actions because you can be summoning in other people. So I think the first thing I want to do is get somebody into play. So we're going to do that as my main action. That is going to exhaust my one of my owl dice. And then for my side action, we'll go ahead and get my Whirlwind into play. I guess right there. And so what Whirlwind does is, as a main action in a future turn, I can exhaust this card to lower 2 dice of a target active pool 1 level. And then if I have no astral die on my Phoenixborn, then I get to draw a card. So basically it's a draw each turn. Or, well, I can't say draw each turn. It's draw on the turn that I use it as my main action. So that's all I can do. I've taken my main. Oh, I do need to get rid of one of these. That was the cost. So I've done what I need to do. So now she is going to go. So the first thing her behavior card says is at the beginning of her turn, she's going to activate her ability. So at the start of her turn, she's going to remove 1 status token. She doesn't have any status tokens. And then she will deal 1 damage to the leftmost unit of their Phoenixborn, right? The leftmost or my Phoenixborn. She has no status tokens. So she can get status tokens here. And some of her aspect cards or her battle line cards can also give her tokens. So next we are going to then, if there are any face down aspects, roll a die. And we are going to resolve it. So that is a crown. So that means that does go up here. Crown, activate the Dragonborn's ready spell, which is right here. So this is the target opposing player must lower 1 basic die in their pool 1 level. So let's go ahead and we'll just reduce this one by 1. And then it says reveal. So we reveal the leftmost card. So this is rapid flight, quick strike. While this unit is attacking, it deals its damage before units battle with it. So that means that it's going to damage me before I damage it. So it only said reveal. We didn't need to. It didn't need to attack because it didn't say to reveal an attack. So, and then same thing here. This one says attack. So we kind of got the middle of the road one there. We only revealed the card, and it didn't have an on reveal effect. It does have an attack of 2, life of 1, blood of 1 means that she will take damage when we defeat her. All right, so back to me. So, as a main action, I can play a card, attack, or pass. So, my attack is only 1, so I would be able to take her out, but my life is only 1. So that really isn't helpful. So if I did this, I would be able to get her a shield, but... Oh, no, I'm sorry. If I use my dice power effect, which is a side action, exhaust the die to prevent... It only prevents 1 damage, so my Javelineer would still be knocked out. Okay. My Skybreak Captain, he requires everything. I have everything, so that's not that big of a deal. Uplift, when this unit comes into play, place an astral drive from your executive pool onto its heat. Automatically, or she's automatically going to get a defense die. Aerial Command as a side action. This unit has astral die on it. Increase the attack value of another unit you control by 1 for the remainder of the turn. So that's actually not bad. Let's get my Sky Captain out there. So we're going to get my Sky Captain out there because I have 1, 2, 3 dice. We'll exhaust those. And then she comes in with a die on her. I think I take it from my exhaust pool. Oh no, this has to be, and I didn't realize this, it has to be an owl die. This one here says place an astral from your exhausted pool. Okay. So it has a die on there for blocking. Yeah. As a side action, see, here's the only thing. Doing this side action doesn't do me any good because I can't attack. So this is a main action. This is a main action. So she, oh, okay. So she has a, I didn't read her ability. Her ability actually lets her do 1 damage. And then I can't attack because again, that's a main action, but it just lets her do 1 damage. All right. So as a side action, I can't do any of these. So what I can do is I can meditate. So if I meditate, it allows me to discard a card, or I can ascend, deal 1 damage to a target unit an opponent controls. Place an astral die on your exhausted pool onto this Phoenixborn. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to ascend. So that is going to cost me 1. It is going to exhaust. Cost me 1 there. But then I get to do 1 damage to a target unit they control. And then I do get to put in a dice on for blocking. So that's good. All right, so that was my side action. There you are. I missed you last couple days. Yeah, David, life gets in the way. So what day was it that I had to cancel the stream last minute? Monday? Yeah, Monday. So Monday we had to go to get Audrey's biometrics. So I had to move that stream. And then the next stream I had to switch because I had to put a game that I actually knew how to play because it was going to be this, and I didn't know how to play this yet, so I had to move it. It's been a madhouse of delayed streams, baby, life, all those wonderful things. All right, so that's all I can do. So now it is Skatha's turn. So same thing. Does she have a token? No. She's going to roll a die. That is a horse, of course. Thus, that horse is a famous horse. I don't think I want, or a dragon. It looks like a horse. Its ability is reveal with the reveal, and attack with the revealed aspect if able. So we're going to reveal. This is a bird hunter. Aspect battlefield. Overkill 1. After this unit destroys a unit an opponent controls by attacking, deal 1 damage to that opponent's Phoenixborn. So, this one can attack. I do need to remember what the symbols mean. I think that said that's basically directing where she's going to attack. Yeah. So attack, she either does left might, roast might, or center. This unit and all other aspects with the center icon can attack a target. All right, so I don't have a center. I have a left and a right. Clear target. All right, so now how do I choose who she attacks? Because I don't have a center. No, if this unit is an aspect, it cannot declare. Huh. I guess, let me see. There was another thing that was talking about choices. Here we go. Dragon Ball is instructed to resolve multiple effects. Resolves them from left and right if able. Okay, so left or right. So since there is no center, left is my center. So she's going to attack. It's going to attack the left. So it is going to do 3 damage to me. It's going to exhaust. It's going to do 3 damage to this one. It doesn't even have 3 to do that. And then mine will do 1 back as a counter attack. But it has 3 life. And then it deals 1 damage to my Phoenixborn because of its overkill ability. Yeah, because it destroyed me. Okay, it destroyed mine. There. I think I did that right. You always get to counterattack, even if you get destroyed. Each attacking defending unit, Phoenixborn now in battle, deals damage equal to its attack value to the defender simultaneously. The defender unit. Okay, so yeah, so only this one, which has quick strike, this one would have actually attacked before and would have knocked me out. Otherwise, it's simultaneous. So it's very similar to when I was playing Skytier Horde, right? It's simultaneous. They both attack at the same time. You put damage on both, and you determine who's going to. Center, if able, may not be able to. No center. Huh. David has a point. Hang on, does it say if able? This unit and all other aspects with a center icon that can attack will target and attack the opposing players. Oh, hang on. This unit and all other aspects with the center icon that can attack will target and attack the opposing player's Phoenixborn. Okay, no. So it was actually targeting my Phoenixborn. But why does it say after it kills? After this unit destroys a unit. Oh, because I can choose to have a unit block for me. So I don't take the 3 damage. So yeah, so I basically had her block. So I didn't take the full 3 damage, and instead I still take 1 damage. Is basically what happened. Okay. That makes sense. Oh no, you're in play. Don't pick that card up. Alright, so for my main action. What do I want to do? I need to take these guys out, so I need to attack. Unfortunately, this is not going to. Doesn't attack a 3, life of 3. It blocks 1. So if I attack the bird hunter, then I won't die. Well, no, I'll die because it's going to do 3 and I'm going to do 3. But then I'll block 1. So I won't die. Okay. I have 2 other main actions. I can put these into play. I think I need to take those guys out, though. And then for my side action, really the only thing I can do with my side action is meditate. Yeah. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to attack here. So that puts 3, which is way more than enough to kill. It does 3 to me, but I block 1. So it's only 2. So that takes this one out. Mine is exhausted now. Discard. All right. And then for my side action, again, I can't activate the dice power because I don't have a I don't have one to do that. So I could meditate, get rid of one of these 2 cards, and get myself an owl. This allows me to summon my Stellar Oracle, which has Divination 2. When this unit comes into play, draw 2 cards. If you do, place a card from your hand on top of your draw pile. I kind of like the draw, because currently I don't have any cards, and I've still got 4 dice I'd like to use. The Frost Talon Stalk, this unit cannot be guarded against. Okay, so you just outright just attacks her, and nobody can guard for her. Okay. Yes. Cards go left to empty slots. You are right. You are right. Good catch. Good catch. All right. So, I like the Frost Talon, but I think I do want to up one of my dice. So I'm going to discard. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to discard my Frost Talon to make this a owl, which was my side action. So out is back to her. She still doesn't have a token on her. That is a miss and a half, so that does not go up there because it is the basic die. She's going to attack if able. So her attack sequence is them. So this one's going to attack if able. It has an attack of 2, and which would be enough to take out my Skybreak Captain. I can choose to block if I want, which means I would take the 2 damage. I'd block 1 because I have the block 1 there. Well, actually, no, this would have came off earlier, so I didn't take that damage earlier because that would have came off. I think I'm fine with that. So I'm going to guard because I don't want to lose him. I want to use him to get rid of him. So I'm going to guard. So that does mean I take 2 damage from that. All right. So yeah, no reveal. Oh, and then yeah, if not, then reveal. And there was one there, so I didn't have to reveal. That makes sense. All right. So my last one is my spell book, which is what I wanted to get out. So that would be my main action, though. That's the only problem. That's my main action. And then for my side action, don't do that as my main action. No, I want to get rid of this guy. So I'm going to putting a shield on here doesn't do any good because that would be 3. I'm still going to be gone. So I think I'm going to put the die on my Phoenixborn here as my side action. My main action, I'm going to attack. So I do 3 damage here. I don't even know why I'm putting those on there. And then it does 2 back to me. Oh no, this is exhausted still. Dang it, I can't attack with that one. I can't attack with that one, so I can't attack this turn. Yeah, it's still exhausted. So yeah, I guess my main action, I'm going to be playing my Summon Stellar Oracle. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's what I got to do. I can't... by this Fable person gets attacked a lot. Boy, this Fable person. Yeah, so... Yeah, I forgot about that. This got exhausted. And I had that other one, and it didn't get a chance to even attack. Alright, well, that's what I got to do. So, she's gonna go. She doesn't have any status tokens. That is a crown. Crown. Activate the ready spell. Target the opposing player must lower one non-basic die. So we're gonna lower this. What do I need to do this? I need a moon and okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna lower that. It's fine. And then we are going to reveal. So we're just revealing. It's not going to do anything unless it tells me to. Their unit should be exhausted from attacking. She never attacked. Oh no, in the previous turn. You're right. Ah, I see what you mean. When she attacked me. Good catch. All right. So Radiant Flash. First time playing, so I'm definitely going to be making some rules mistakes. Anybody in chat can help me out is greatly appreciated. All right. So Radiant Flash. When this unit comes into play, the target opposing player must lower one power die 2 levels. And I can't, because I don't have any die that can be lowered 2 levels. If they can't, she gets a status token. So she gets her first status token. So next turn, she's going to be doing this. Which is basically doing 1 damage to him. Yeah. Great stuff. All right. Back to me. So I do get to get my guy out, though. So my main ability, we're going to do this. We're going to exhaust this. Which then allows me to get my Stellar Oracle out. My Stellar Oracle, when this unit comes into play, draw 2 cards. 1, 2. If you do, place a card from your hand on top of your draw pile. So one of these has to go back on my draw pile. Dodge. Declares an attacker, place an astral die from your exhausted pool into the unit you control. For the remainder of that turn, astral dice you control do not exhaust when preventing damage. Okay. And then Gust Spear. When attaching this spell, lower 2 dice in a target's pool 1 level. It'll get +1 attack. So, I do still have my side action. This is a side action, but I need a moon, and I don't have a moon. This needs an owl, and I don't have an owl. So it doesn't matter. Either one of these I can't play right now. Yeah, neither one of these I can play right now. Doesn't do me any good. Alright, so we'll put the dodge on top. We'll keep that one. Alright. So that was my main. I do still have a side, but I don't... I could do Aerial Command, but I don't need to, because these only have 1 life, and this can attack for 2. Oh, it doesn't have an astral die on it, so I can't even do that, actually. I can do this. No, I need a moon for that, too. And I'm already exhausted. Yeah, I have no... Well, I have a side action, which would be Meditate, but then I'd have to discard the 1 card I have in my hand, so that doesn't work either. Alright, well, back to her, I guess. All I can do. Alright. Oh, hang on. We got a... Before we roll, we got this. So, third turn, resolve Dragon Boy's status ability... her ability at the start of the turn, remove 1 status token from this card. If you do, deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target's leftmost unit, which is this one here. So, bye-bye, Capitan. And that slides over. Alright. And the horsey. And the horsey. Reveal and attack if possible. So this is the Seer. Seer at the start of the Dragonborn's turn. Ooh, that's going to be adding tokens. Remove 1 status token in the unit to deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target Phoenixborn. It does have an attack of 3, so it is going to attack. Do I block? Do I block? If I block, he's gone. And basically, I have nobody out there if I have him block. You can meditate without discarding cards from your hand. You can discard cards from your hand, deck, or spells in play. Oh, you can discard from your deck. Oh, okay. So I can discard from my deck. Which would have given me my moon for this. So if I would have discarded this dodge, that would have made this a moon, well, or an owl. It really doesn't matter. And then I could have done this as my side action, which gets it +1 attack. When attaching, lower 2 dice in the target opponent's active pool 1 level. So then that would bring this, which one goes down? The crown down to a basic, and this crown down to a basic. Which just hopefully prevents her from getting that status token. Get rid of that. Okay. So then, I'm definitely not wanting to block with him, because now he's up to 3, and he can take this out. Or, actually, he can take, well, yeah, it's 2. He could take that out before I added that. Okay. So, yeah, so that's going to be 3 damage, block 1, so actually only 2 damage. So we're at 4. All right. Back to me. I have no cards and no dice, so I have to pass. Well, no, I can still do my main actions. So my main action, I can attack. So I'm going to exhaust to attack. Question, should I just take out these? Oh, this has 1 damage on it. Why did I not knock this one out? It only had 1 life. I don't know why I didn't take that one out earlier. It only had 1 life. It only had 1 life to live, man. Alright. So if I attack with this one, this only has 1 life. But it does 2 back to me. I only have 2 life. So, yeah. This one's gone. And mine is gone. Zoop. Almost got rid of all of them. So, as a side action, I can't do any side actions. Because I have no dice. Can't activate any dice powers. Yeah, I can't do anything. All right. So it's her turn. She has 1 still out there. So that is a crown. So crown, activate the Dragonborn's ready spell. Target player must lower 1 basic die. Like, I don't even have any, so it doesn't matter. And then reveal. There's nothing to reveal. Oh, hang on. Sorry, no, I wouldn't have rolled. If there's any face down aspects, there were no face down aspects. There weren't any face down aspects. If there are no face down aspects, there we go. Gotta get the next thing. Attack if possible, or pass. So she's going to attack for 3. Oh, I forgot to do this too. At the start of Dragonborn's turn, remove 1 status token from this to deal 1 damage to me. So when does she pass? That's a good question. You do damage to Dragonborn when you destroy their units. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. You're right, the blood. I even mentioned that. Like, I went over at the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's at 4. There you go. 4. When does she pass? If she can't attack. But I can't take this one out. Her unit should exhaust from... Oh, yeah, to exhaust from attacking, so then she can't attack. That makes sense. Okay, I was about to say, because otherwise, can't she just keep attacking? I keep forgetting the exhaust, that they can only attack 1 time per round. And then it'll just keep passing. Yeah. Okay, so now it's back to me. I can't do anything. I have no dice. I have no cards. I can't attack. I have no... Yeah, I got nothing. Nothing. All right, so I got to pass. And then she comes in. Start a turn, it still does this. So that still does 1 damage to me. And then she can't do any of this, so she has to pass. So now everybody passed. Now we need to do the dragon phase. I knew this was, I was gonna have to pull this up just to make sure we do the dragon phase right. I don't think it'll do the ability because the exhaust removes it. Does it? The green is while they're not exhausted, right? That's what you're saying, I think. Yeah. I remember reading that. Where are abilities? Because you're right. There's green abilities, and then there's inexhaustible. Okay, so it's inexhaustible text boxes, text in a yellow box. Text inside of green describes a status ability and is also it says it's also inexhaustible. When a card with a status ability comes into play, place a number of status tokens equal to. Yeah, it's inexhaustible. Yeah. The green is inexhaustible. Yeah. No, that's cool. I don't remember all the rules half the time, and being first playthrough and watched 2 playthroughs and read this rule book today again. There's a lot. So now we need to do the dragon phase. Dragon phase. All right. So first, Dragon Board discards all cards it controls but does not own. I'm confused about that does not own. I don't know what it means by the word own. I read that earlier and it didn't clue in what it meant by the word own. Owner. Card's owner is the players whose deck or conjuring pile that card started the game in, not necessarily the player who controls it. Oh, so if it has one of my cards, then it would discard that. Okay, play cards went to other opponents. Yeah, okay. So if it's like one of my cards, okay. Gain statuses. Place 1 status token on the Dragonborn for each face-up aspect. For each face-up aspect with a status ability, refill it with tokens up to the number. All right, so we're getting 2 more here. I left 1 aspect out there, so she's going to get 1, unfortunately. Replenish aspects. Add face-down aspect cards to each of the Dragonborn's battlefields until the battlefield has the number of aspects, face up or down. Okay, so that was one I wasn't sure about. I was like, is it going to go to 5? Because I left 1 out there? No. It stays at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, got that. Progress. Resolve the bottom text of her deck. When did she get her dice back? Once it's full? I'm guessing once it's full. It didn't tell me to give her dice back. So I'm going to guess when this is full, she gets her dice back. All right, so bottom. Deal 1 damage to all opposing players' units. Remove the ready spell from the game. Progress to ready spell 2. So it says all my units. Is my Phoenixborn considered a unit? For sake of naming things. Phoenixborn is most important. Phoenixborn wounds indicates how many units and spells. Okay, so now because that's indicating units. Units would be units in my battlefield. Yeah, once it's full, then I go back down to basic. Okay, so yeah, so I have no units, so she actually did no damage to anybody. All right. You leave the game. Go bye. Bye-bye. The new one deals 1 damage to the opposing player's choice, rightmost or Phoenixborn. Ooh, and then her progress is deal 3 damage to each player's leftmost unit. Okay. All right, now for me, during my prepare phase, so we're back to mine. I roll my dice. Discard cards. Don't have any discard. Draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. All right. So first, let's roll our dice. Oh, I need to unexhaust at some point. Yeah. So we have some basics, another basic, Another basic. I didn't get any owls this time. Not as good of a roll as the first time. All right, so we are going to draw cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we are going to, starting first player, alternate placing 1 wound on the target until they have wounds equal to the number of cards they should have drawn but could not. I don't have anything saying I can't draw. Oh, I skipped the recovery phase. Whoopsie. I was like, when am I supposed to undo this? I forgot the recovery phase. So I should have done that. No. Yeah. And then exhaust any extra dice, which I didn't have any. Yeah. So I skipped that entire step. So that was where I was like, when am I going to unexhaust? No. All right. So now we flip this over. And she gets to go first. That's not fun. All right. So, start of the turn. Resolve this. At the start of her turn, remove 1 status token from this card. If you do, deal 1 damage to the opposing player's leftmost unit or their Phoenixborn if they don't have any. I do not have any. I get damaged. Then we resolve this one. At the start of Dragonborn's turn, remove 1 status token from this. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's Phoenixborn. I don't like you guys. You guys are not my friends. All right. 30 aspects. There are. Let's roll a dice. We got a crown. We got a crown. Activate the Dragonborn's Ready spell. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's choice. I've only got 1 thing to damage, so... Merry Christmas. And then... reveal. So the Bird Hunter again, which is that one that has overkill. I don't like that one. Do not like that one. All right. So what did we get? We got my Ranger, Aerial Ambush. When this unit comes into play, if your Phoenixborn has an Astro Dial on it, deal 1 damage to the target Phoenixborn on the opponent's control and lower die opponent's attack by level by 1. So basically, I think this is Phoenixborn / Dragonborn. It would be the only thing that makes sense. Retreat. Return an exhausted ally you control into any cards. Okay, so that's like a free heal. Astral Strike, which is a side action. Oh, this was a side action too. If your Phoenixborn has an Astral Dial on it, deal 4 damage to target unit. I think I need to ascend. Need to get that die on there because everything wants me to have that die on. Dang it, 2 retreats. So and then the dodge from earlier. Yeah, so let's side action. We're going to ascend. So we do need to exhaust. And that's going to be a moon. And then we take that and put it right back on him. So I guess I really should just put it there instead of exhausting it. And then for my main action, we're going to put out my Ranger. And my Ranger has a moon and a basic. And when this unit comes into play, if your Phoenixborn has an Astral Die on it, deal 1 damage to a target Phoenixborn. And okay, yeah, and opponent controls, and then lower the die. So we are up to 5. And then lower 1 die, 1 spot, 1 level. Yep, so this will take this back down to a basic. Keep those out of there. All right. That was my main action, was playing him, and that was there. So that is that. So back to her. No token there, we're good. Token here. So she's going to do 1 damage to my Phoenixborn. So she's just straight attacking my Phoenixborn. Oh, this should have gone away too earlier. So what are we at? We're at 10 of 15. This is not going well at all. I'm at 10 of 15 already. I am definitely not playing this right. Oh no, hang on. This would have blocked it. I have to block. Oh, that sucks. I have to block because that's what the card says. because now I don't have it on there for my next turn. Because my other card, I needed this die. Dang it. Alright, so that was just going through those. Now we need to roll. Now that is a basic attack if able, if not reveal. So she's going to attack using the leftmost, which is this one. It's going to attack my leftmost, which is this one. So it's going to attack for 3. I'm going to attack for 2. So we take each other out. Right? Right. Take each other out. Took her out to dinner. But that did do 2 damage to her, so. Alright. Slide you over, slide you over, slide you over. Okay. Back to me. Alright. The unit in your spell should be unexhausted. Yep. Oh, my spell too. You're right. My spell. Good job. Co-op Guild and viewers just joined. Hey, Steve. Come watch my train wreck of a playthrough. Come watch my train wreck of a playthrough, Steve. All right. Yeah, Board Game Beard, yeah, that was because remember I skipped the entire recovery phase, so I didn't remove anything from anything earlier. Man, I don't like any of these. Like I have nobody to put out. I mean, I got my book. So my main action, I could get out my Stellar, which allow me to draw 2 cards. At least give me another blocker out there, because I can't be taking more damage. Can't be taking more damage. Can I retreat my Phoenixborn and take all this damage off? Astral Strike. If Phoenixborn has her dice on a deal 4 damage to target. So I could put another Astral die on. But the problem is that's a side action, this is a side action. And if I don't have anybody out there to defend, then he's just going to lose it. So I think we'll do that. We will we'll do this to get my Astral die, which is just the one I keep exhausting. And then for my main action, I think we will do the spell, the Oracle. And then that will put this out there. And so now I have my Oracle. When this unit comes into play, draw 2 cards. If you do, place 1 on my top of my draw pile. All right, so definitely want the Javelin. Gust Spear, when attaching a spell, lower 2 dice. So I played that earlier. All right, I had a duplicate, right? I had 2 retreats. Yeah, let's just get rid of this. Put the retreat on top. All right. So, sorry I'm late. Lots of news to cover tonight. Are we winning? We're at 7-9. We're about even, but considering I have half the hit points, no, we're not winning. We're not winning. Was that everything I could do? Right? I did my main action. I did my side action. That's all I can do. All right, back to her. Luckily, that stupid Seer's gone. That Seer was painful. So she's got no tokens. So we're just going to. We do have some face down cards. We're gonna roll. We got a Crown. Crown. Activate the spell. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's choice of the rightmost or the Phoenixborn. And then reveal. So I'm not going to take damage by this. So I think I will go ahead and let that take 1 damage. All right. And then reveal. That stupid Seer again. I don't like you. Don't like you at all. Guess we know we're attacking. So we only got 2 life. I got 2 attack. Guess we know what we're doing this round. All right. So back to me. So as my main action, I need to get rid of that. So we're going to. Oh, hang on. I have Astral Strike, which deals 4 damage. So none of her characters have the shield, right? Do any of her cards have? Do any of hers have the shield? Right? They have to have the shield to defend for her. right? Are certain characters easier to play or play against? I don't know. I asked. Now this is he's supposed to, according to the book, he's the attacky character. Teaches you how to do the attacky. The other one that Steve played, the beekeeper lady, she seems to be harder because I think you have to do more combos with her. The most comboing I need is just to keep this dice on here. Shield only matters for normal attacks. Damage from spells, ignore shields. So this can go straight to her. So I want to have him attack and then use my card for there. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to see. Right, use my astral strike directly to her. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to attack as his main action to this stupid thing. It does 3 damage to me. I do 2 damage to that. Everybody's dead. You die, you die, you die. Everybody dies. And we put 2 more tokens. We like tokens. There we go. And you go away. All right. Now, we're going to do our Astral Strike as our side action. So our side action, Astral Strike. Get rid of you. Phoenixborn has a thingy on him. So that does 4 damage. So that puts us at... 4 damage. So that puts us at 5, right? Yeah, 4. That's math. 1 plus 4 is 5. That's okay. Don't bother retconning. I do have to roll for the attack. Oh, to see if she defends. Oh, that's right. To see if she jumps in the way. Gotcha. You're right. I haven't done that a couple times, so she probably should be full right now because I haven't done that each time that I've attacked. So she probably should have like 3 tokens on her by now. All right, Astral Strike. There we go. That was my side action. So that is all I can do. Yes. All right. No stupid tokens out there this time. She's going to roll her last die. I want it to be a basic because I don't want that to fill up, but it probably will. It is a basic. Basic attack if able. It can attack, and it's going to do 2 damage to me. So block 1, 2 damage, put me at 6. So I'm at 11 of 15. Do I have any healing cards? Please tell me I have healing cards. I probably don't. Oh, I'm definitely doing something wrong in this game. I do have dodge, although I don't have a moon. I would have needed to meditate previous turn. All right, I have my javeliner. It's a rule that everybody forgets, or a rule people ignore. Yeah, like me, I just ignore it, man. I don't want to have her block. Why have her block? I'm playing easy mode, not normal mode. Somebody asked that. I remember I was reading on the BGG that in the thread, and they're like, is there an easy mode? And they're like, well, technically the basic game is easy. I'm like, is it? That's a tough question to answer. Okay. Going back to David asking if it's easy combo of characters. What's an easy combo of characters? See, and Steve, you weren't here earlier. I was saying when I was rambling, if I got the Red Rain stuff, are any of those chimeras easier? And these decks would actually be a little bit overpowered for them since they're newer characters. All right. So I can lower 2 dice and draw a card. I don't think that's going to help me. I think we need to get my javeliner out there, but I can't. I need a moon. I need moons. I need lots of moons. So I can meditate, and when I meditate, I can do that as many as I want, right? I can up as many cards as I want when I meditate. Meditate. See if somebody replies quicker than I can look up the rules. Meditate. Main actions. When you're not doing main actions, there you go. Meditate. Take this action, discard any number of cards at one time. Cards in your hand, cards off the top of your deck. Spell board. For each card discarded, you may change a die. Okay. So I'm going to discard my Whirlwind because I have not used that once. That's one die that I can take up to a fancy schmancy owl. And then not going to be using Retreat anytime soon. So let's make another one a fancy schmancy owl. All right. So now I have my owl that I need for this. So on my turn, I can dodge. And I guess for my main action, we can now play my Javeliner. Right, and then she is, what was that? Side action, I didn't do that, but I have my dodge card, so that's fine. Deal damage to a target unit. As a main action, deal damage to a target unit equal to this one's attack value. So it just does a straight damage like I did earlier. I think that's it. I think that's all I can do. All right, again. Oh no, that is a crown. That is not what we want. Crown, activate her spell. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's choice. She only has 1 life. Do I dodge? Do I dodge not to lose her? Reveal is just going to reveal this card. Do I sacrifice her as a... I mean, then I'm not doing any damage to anything. That sucks. Well, no, she's not declaring attackers. She's doing her ability. She's not even declaring an attacker. So this is just outright just doing 1 damage. I don't want to lose her though, I think is the problem. I don't want to lose her because I get 1 free hit on this guy. Or her, man. Either way. That'd put me at 12. Oh, that's a tough decision. That's weird. So she can recover 1, but she's got 1 hit point. I'm a little confused by that. I guess there's other cards that allow me to add health, because I know there's the ones that allow me to add attack. So I'm guessing there's ones that allow me to add health. Like that doesn't make sense that she would recover when she dies. Man, I feel like that's a complete waste because I just played her. I'm gonna take the damage. I'm gonna block. Or I get to choose. I'm taking the damage. All right. And then we're going to reveal. So this is her Aegis Feathers aspect. Aegis Feathers, when this unit is destroyed, remove 1 exhaustion token from the leftmost aspect on this battlefield. This one hasn't even attacked yet. But we are taking all of these down. And that gives her a fancy smancy green token. Boop. Just like that. Yeah, you can boost their stats. Yeah, that's what I figured. All right, well, that is what happened on that one. Okay, so now I have my Gust Spear, which is probably what I want to do because at least that'll make her have 2 attack. And probably should put it on the big guy. I mean, he's going to take me, either one's going to take me out, right? So it's like, just put as much damage on that guy as I can. Yeah. Do I have any, well, and I can actually, no, actually I can do, this is the main action and then attach the spear. Oh no, it's equal to hit her attack value. Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so we're going to do the spear. That makes sense. Do the spear as my side action. So that goes there. When attaching this spell, lower 2 dice in the target's pool, which unfortunately, it would have been nice if I could have done that last turn. But now she has an attack of 2. So now as my main action, I can just deal straight damage. I don't have to worry about them retaliating, right? Because I'm not attacking. So I'm going to deal damage as my main action. So that exhausts her, unfortunately. But that does 2 damage to this one. Or should I just get rid of Aegis Feathers? Because if she has to attack, she's going to get to attack with him once. It's going to take her out no matter what. I think because I did that, and that was the plan, was to put as much damage on the Bird Hunter. We'll just put all of it on the Bird Hunter. Because the Bird Hunter is going to cause 1 spillover damage anyways when he's out there, when he attacks. Yeah. Yep. All right, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so she does have a token. So she is going to deal 1 damage to player's leftmost unit. Actually, no, she's going to take out my character. Oh, that sucks. Or they're Phoenixborn. Oh, if I have no units. I have units. So she's going to take her out. Dang it. I think Aegis Feathers has shield. It does have a shield. Yeah. Okay. So the shield will defend for their friends as well, normally. Okay. I thought it was just defending when you're doing damage to her. Okay. That makes sense. Well, that sucked. That sucked. Does she have things to reveal? No. So she's going to attack if able. She's going to use her leftmost to attack, which is this guy. This guy is going to attack for 3. And that is Syakobo Nomas. So it didn't matter what I was doing there, because I forgot she had that token on there, and it took me out anyways. Because if I would have remembered that, I would say I would have put the shield on him for my no, I couldn't, because I had already done the ascend once. So I couldn't do that again. Yeah, no, there's nothing I could do to save that. I had dodge. Technically, I could play dodge. Hang on. Reverse. Reverso. I did have dodge. I forgot. I planned to use a dodge. So I do a dodge. Do that. And then that allows me to prevent. Still don't work. That only prevents 1 damage. And he's doing 3, so it's still gonna do 2 damage, which is 15. So either way, didn't work. Oh well. That's that. All right, let's go ahead and do my first impressions. Where are my first impressions? There's my first impressions. All right. So again, mentioned in the beginning, this is a pre-production copy, I guess. You know, it wasn't a final version. Again, thanks to, does the die prevent damage? It prevents 1 damage. 1. So he's going to hit me for 3. And yeah, and I only have 2 hit points left. So it's still not going to do it. It's hard to keep your allies alive in this game. Conjurations help me as they are recursive. What do you mean by that? But that's a main action to get them out, right? So it's still like your main action to play them. I guess if I would have had both books out, I discarded one of my books earlier to meditate, because I didn't know I could discard from my deck. So yeah, I probably would have had a second one out. Oh, because they're always available, so you always have somebody to play. Yeah. And they're kind of cheap too. Like that only needed a moon and a basic. The other one needs what's the other one need? The other one needs just a moon. So he's not too bad. All right, but again, components. Again, this was given or sent to me by Steve at Co-op Guild. So again, shout out to him to give me a chance to play this again to see whether or not I want to go down a $500 money hole. I'm still not convinced I want to or not. When you lose, it doesn't convince you to spend money, does it? But the components, even for what this is, right? And he was like, oh, it doesn't have like the final, I guess, whatever printing they put on these. But these are nice cards, nice thick cards. They're like good quality cards, Steve. So I like that. The art is great, really good. The dice are nice. They were sometimes favorable rolling, so I don't know how well balanced they are. Oh, I got an owl. Oh, I lost my owl. So I do like the dice. I like pretty much all the components. I mean, there's nothing I dislike except for they give you a nice pretty board for the dragon board, but they don't give you anything for yourself. So you can get a playmat. I saw in Steve's playthrough he had a nice playmat, but then that playmat doesn't have spot for the dragon board. Like I would like one playmat that's designed with both your dragon board or chimera and your regular player board all like together. I don't know how they would design that to make it efficient, but that would probably be the only thing I would ask for or look for, or just completely get rid of the board altogether, but you can't, I guess. I don't know. Mechanics. The mechanics are two, right? You have your dice rolling, which is what you're using for your resource. So most of your card games, you have to play some kind of resource to be able to activate things. You take your turns back and forth. The cards, right? You have your battle line, your spell line. They each play off of each other. You're limited to like 2 actions, so that's kind of different. Like a lot of games, you're limited by your resources, and this one you are. Hey, Arcanu. Appreciate the subscription. But most games, you're limited by your resources. You can just keep playing until you run out of resources, run out of cards. This one, I guess they kind of stop that. Otherwise, you would just have, because in the PvP mode, you would just have somebody just going. So it's kind of neat how you have to work your way around that. Sometimes I did find like there was nothing I could do, and then there were other times where it's like I wanted to do more. So it's kind of, I guess, balanced that way, that you don't know if you're gonna be able to do everything you want to do, or if you're gonna even have anything to do on your particular turn. The Dragonborn, the way that it works is nice. It does accelerate. I don't know technically if I feel like it accelerates too quickly. It's also random to a small degree. So at the beginning, you're going to have 2 of each. The level 2 cards, get away from the glare. Level 2 cards, you got 2 level 1 cards. But as the game goes on, you're just pulling off the deck. And I can tell you, either I'm horrible at shuffling, or this next turn would have been horrible, because that was 4 level 2 cards that would have came out next. So there is that little bit of randomness. The randomness, of course, of the dice. You do have a little bit of mitigation in the dice, because you can meditate, right? Discard cards from your deck or from your hand or your own board to get the dice you need, which I feel like is really powerful. Like most games, it's like, okay, you can meditate and maybe you can upgrade your dice once. This was just like, make it the best dice. Discard a card. It does take your side action, but then the question is like, what other side action would you have taken, right? If I've already, in my case, I had already done my ascend, I really didn't have anything else to do. So discarding cards probably would have been the best option for certain plays. As for the boss, yeah, you don't have any control. They're just going to be higher end cards. I guess the key is get rid of the lower cards as they're out there, so that way when those big cards come in, hopefully you have a battlefield that you can fight with. I don't know. Again, first playthrough, only playthrough with this character and this particular one. I don't know how the other ones interact, if that changes. The behavior is easy to figure out, man. You just follow steps pretty much. Difficulty. I think it's a learning curve. I don't know if it's difficult per se. Luckily, the main mechanics, whether you're playing PvP or PvE, kind of still hold true. You just add that extra controlling of the AI. You can play 2-player. I was debating if I want to play 2-player, like 2-handed. I decided no, that's probably not doable. I do think the difficulty is probably a little bit higher than you would want, because she has to act twice. She's going to have 2 battle lines that she can, or battlefield lines that she can attack with, because each player has their own. So I don't think a single person playing 2-handed is recommended. But I wouldn't call it overly complex. I'm trying to compare it to Sky Tier Horde, because a lot of what this does is similar to what Sky Tier Horde was doing. I don't think this is more difficult than Sky Tier Horde, but I don't know if it's any easier than Sky Tier Horde. Yeah, and Steve says don't two-hand it. That said, we can play remote. Oh, you play remote. Okay, so then do it that way. Yeah, that I guess that's a method. Fun at two. I don't know. I didn't play with two people. I played with one person. Fun at one. I enjoyed it. It was a nice little playthrough. I think a lot of it, like I said, does come down to figuring out the deck, figuring out how to stop her from acting. I think, like Steve mentioned, I didn't get my both my spell cards out because I didn't know I could discard from my deck instead of my hand. I remembered my hand, or even from my spell book, because I probably would have gotten rid of that stupid whirlwind I played at the very beginning. So it was fun. I'd probably give it another shot. Not sure if I would go out and buy the Red Rising Rain, Ashes Reborn, Red Rising. No, Red Rain. Red Rain. I keep saying Red Rising. That's another game. And I don't think it has a solo mode, so I can't play it on the channel. Last thing is the theme. So the theme in terms of like the graphics and what it is great. The theme in terms of a story, I don't know anything about what these guys are doing. To me, it's just generic fantasy characters on generic card art. I know there's a whole world. I know this whole world's been around for a while with Ashes. From the regular to the reborn to now this, right? Because originally it was, I don't know, I guess they were just fighting each other. Then they were fighting the Chimeras. And now they're fighting the Dragonborn. I don't know where you go and get the story. If somebody knows where to get the story, let me know in the comments or in the chat. The theme's fine. Like, it's not a theme I dislike. It's not something that I would say that you couldn't introduce to other people. If this exact same mechanics, Red Rising does play solo. Oh, so David's trying to tell me to play Red Rising on the channel again. Okay, thanks, David. If this was another theme on it, right, could I enjoy it more? You put Marvel on this, yeah, I'd probably enjoy it more, right? Because that theme does help. But like I said, it's not a theme I dislike. So if you like fantasy, and you like beating up on things, there you go. Appreciate everybody coming down chat. Steve for helping me out at the end. What was that? Board Game Beard. The beard of the board of the game of the board. Yeah, the board game beard. I think he did a playthrough. I think I watched his playthrough right before I watched my own playthrough, before I started playing. Appreciate everybody coming out. That was a lot of talking. A little propel. If you guys want to see more playthroughs of this or want to see me waste money on expansions and on a game I might not like, let me know down in the comments. Worst case scenario, this goes up culling for charity and you have an opportunity to get this game for maybe as little as, I guess this would probably be like 20 bucks, right? This is a small, medium box game. Maybe if I have another expansion in, that's two. But yeah, it was fun enough. I would probably try it out if you guys let me know in the comments. Try again. Have you played Older Ashes? No. This was it. And again, I'm just one of those bad people that's like, I look at the game, it looks cool, it's a card game, it's a battler, and I almost spent the $500 during the Kickstarter campaign before I had ever played the game, because I'm a glutton for that kind of punishment. Again, worst case scenario, I throw things up for charity. And you guys get giveaways and games that I call out of my collection because they just weren't for me. If I do play it again, though, what do you guys need to do? Like, subscribe, bell notification. I think that's it. Oh, that YouTube stuff. $500 front end is a risk. Wouldn't be the first time, David. Wouldn't be the first. I've got a lot of big Kickstarters that I haven't even played. I've stopped doing that. I will say I have stopped doing that. I highly consider it now before I'm back. It was easier when I wasn't making content. That's the problem, David. It was easier when I wasn't making content. Because when I wasn't making content, it was like, when am I gonna play it? When am I gonna use this? Blah blah blah. Now that I'm making content, you gotta play the hype train. You gotta play whatever's new. That way the people will watch your videos and subscribe and bell notification and all that YouTube stuff. I'll do that again. Anyway, guys, donate to Extra Life down below. I will be back tomorrow lunch for, what am I playing tomorrow for lunch? Anybody know what I'm playing tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Thursday? I have no clue what I'm playing tomorrow for lunch. I have no idea. What am I playing? I was trying to end my stream, but now I'm sidetracked again. Nothing new. I know I'm playing a game that was sent to me by Lone Shark Games, but I don't remember if that's Thursday or Friday. Okay, so I'm playing Ninth World on Friday. I'm playing Zoo on tomorrow. So Zoo on is like a little, it reminds me of like Unfair, Funfair, tableau building type thing. So I'll be playing that tomorrow for lunch. We watched Marvel United, and that's not new. You say that. Roughly 50 people watch Marvel United, and that's not new. It's nicer when I see a video that says, 1,000 views. Again, the views don't matter. I do it for those that want to watch, or those who want to watch, come out and watch live streams. I appreciate you, David. I appreciate you. But it is nice to have the nice, fresh hotness game to play every now and then. Either way, that's Oddity. It's 10 o'clock. It's time to go watch some TV or something. Something, guys, something. If you guys have suggestions, Friday, I don't have a painting stream up yet. Because again, I don't know if I'm going to paint Marvel United, or I was actually thinking about painting some dragons, some monsters. Maybe we do a little Primal. I did do that Primal unboxing. Maybe we do some Primal gameplays. I don't know how I want to paint those though. Those are big minis. Again, I need to end this stream. I gotta go watch some TV with my wife. Anyway, guys, until next time, peace.